Hi everyone! Today is going to be a very special day for the family, but most especially for my husband, as he is going to be an official Australian citizen today. So in few minutes we're leaving to attend his Australian Citizenship Ceremony, and I would be sharing a few things of what's going to happen. I won't be able to video the whole lot though, as my husband can only take 2 guests, and that would be me and my toddler, and my videos would be depending on how he would cooperate. If he won't be naughty during the event, then I can take more. Otherwise, maybe I'll just share a little bit of what's going to happen. Anyway, I would like to share as well some tips on how you could come to Australia as a wife or as a husband. Because in our case, I am an Australian citizen and I sponsored my husband from the Philippines. So for those aspiring to come to Australia under a partner visa or under a spouse visa, this would be just a few tips that I could share to you. So just some tips. If you want to come to Australia on spouse visa, make sure that all the information that you would use is based on what is on the immigration website. Don't ask anyone who is not qualified to answer your questions, because you might be leading to the wrong plan or wrong decision. Make sure that every time you have a question, you have to look it up on the immigration website. If you cannot understand anything there, or you cannot understand something that you need to do, you can contact the immigration and they'd be able to help you. Also, if you can afford, you can also get someone who would process your application, but make sure they are licensed or they are legit people that who can process your application with the immigration department. Okay, also when it comes to documents, okay, as I've said, always base everything based on what the immigration is asking for you. So when you go to the immigration site, they would actually provide you all the documents that you need to provide to them. So number one, you have to collect all those documents. Make sure that when you have all those documents, you submit them all at once. You don't give them partial documents and the rest would be to follow, because every document that you would miss on your application would be something like a month of delay. So you wouldn't want to keep on waiting for the decision for your application. Okay, so what we did, we all gathered all the documents that we needed, and make sure all the documents that you would submit would be legit. Never ever falsify any document that you would give to the immigration, because they will verify the authenticity of each document that you would give them. So in our case, since we become friends first, we've known each other since we were in high school, then we had some conversations through chat, through Facebook, through Yahoo Messenger, through phone conversations. All of those documents, I have to print it out, or we have to print it out, just to prove them that we've known each other for that long years. So make sure that you can also document all your conversations, especially when you're newly friends or you just met each other. Don't rush things, okay? If you just met each other, don't go to the immigration then file straight away for a spouse visa or for a partner visa. Who would think or who would believe that you would really stay together for the rest of your life when you just met yesterday, last week, last month? Give yourself a time to give them proper documents and to prove them that you really deserve each other to live together for the rest of your life. So make it real, okay? So also, if you have some problems, if you have some problems that you have to sort out in the Philippines, sort it out before you leave Philippines. So if I have a problem as well that I have to sort out before I can sponsor my husband, I have to sort it out first. You don't want to be questioned during the application. So make sure your application is clean. You make sure your application is complete and authentic. All documents are original, no false documents. Okay? Another tip that I can give you, say if you have problems with your health, make sure that by the time that you are going to apply, you are fit, you are in good health. Say if your lifestyle is not really healthy, start changing your lifestyle. Make sure you have a healthy lifestyle, so it could help you have a healthy, during your medical examination, a healthy result, because the immigration would require a medical and dental check. So both of them you have to pass. So if your health condition is questionable, then that's another delay. So in our case, my husband, by the time that we met and we started processing his documents, he was at his biggest size. So he was really big. He was, I think it's not just saying he was fat or he was overweight. I should say maybe he was obese. I would share you some of our photos later on so you can see how big he was when we met and we started doing the processing of his application. So he started having a better lifestyle. He started having a good diet. He had started having his workout, exercise, and just a healthier lifestyle. So by the time we got married and he was about to go to immigration again to process his application, he was fit and he was healthy. So that's another thing that you have to consider. Because I've heard a lot of Australians or even Filipinos saying that, oh, immigration wants this, immigration wants that, immigration denied this, immigration is questioning this, all those complaints. But actually, immigration just want the best for you. So they just want that you are safe for each other. That's one thing that you have to remember. And everything that they are asking for is it's possible to provide. So why not just provide? Make sure that you have all those documents just to prove that your application is legit. Do not complain a lot. Okay, immigration doesn't want complaints, and they don't want to be kept on following up what's going on. Don't be makulit. Okay, that's one thing that you have to remember as well. And then when you get to the process of waiting for your visa, there is a period that they would say by this time you can start following up. So make sure that if you want to ring them, follow up your application, it is on that date or from that date, so they won't consider you makulit. Okay, another thing that I would like to say is after you receive your visa, you have to read all the information from page 1 up to the last page, because not all the information that you need to do is on the first page. Some of the information that you have to do before you leave the Philippines is on the next page or on the third page, because a lot are missing the thing that they have to do before they leave, which is like a pre-departure orientation. It is not on the first page, so you have to make sure you do that pre-departure orientation before your flight is on. Because in my case, my husband, we have to rebook his flight because he has to do that PDOS thing, and he missed that thing. So I have to make sure that I would tell you this. You have to read from the first page up to the last page. It is like an orientation for you to do when you arrive to Australia, what to do in case of this and in case of that. It's very important that you have to attend that, and you would receive like a certificate or like a document that would tell the immigration that you did this. So without that document, you cannot leave the Philippines. So there you go, guys. I think those are the important things that I would like to share to you today. So later on, I'm going to take few videos and I will share after my talking. So I'll see you later again. So on the way na po kami sa aming pupuntahan. Ito si Baby from bed. Ginising na lang po namin siya kasi tulog pa siya, malilate na po kami. So ano pa yung mga sinasabi ko kanina about tips, no? Kapag meron din pala kayong document, like na-invite kayo together ng husband niyo to attend an event, pwede nyo rin idagdag yun kasi magandang proof yun. Like in our case dati, kasi pag umuwi ako sa Pilipinas bandang mga December, ganyan, so maraming events, may mga fiesta, ganyan, tapos may ma-receive kang solicitation letter. So nakapangalan yun sa amin, sa akin and sa kanya. So Mr. Jeffrey Lopez and Rosalie Valdez, kasi Valdez pa ako noon, sasabihin nila, please come and attend, ganun. Mga letters na nakapangalan sa amin dalawa, sinubmit din namin yun kasi ano yun, documented, original document yun kasi may mga seal pa nga yun noon kapag galing sa munisipyo, galing sa barangay, kapag official na letter, may seal pa sila. Yung mga chats namin dati, print pa namin lahat yun. Print namin yun mula yung mga friendly chats hanggang sa boyfriend, girlfriend, hanggang sa may plans na for wedding. Yun, na document din lahat yun kasi hindi naman madidelete yung mga chat history. Sinabit din namin yun kahit parang raw document lang siya. You don't have to make it paganda. Ganun na lang na i-print ninyo. Ano pa ba yung mga sinabit namin? Basta anything na nakalista doon sa requirements sa ibibigay sa inyo ng immigration, kumpletuhin nyo lang yun. Kasi his application dati, it didn't take time before naka-receive ng decision. Of course, it took time to gather yung documents, yung mga requirements, pero yung decision making ng immigration officer, mabilis lang. Basta na-provide nyo lahat ng documents na kailangan nila. Once na-review, na-verify lahat ng document ay authentic, walang fake, then they can make the decision in your favor. O, diba? Ang sweet. So, yung pag-a-apply pala ng visa, i-a-apply yon kung saan nandun yung applicant. So, kung ikaw sana ay Pilipino, gusto mong pumunta dito sa Australia for spouse visa, sa Pilipinas ka mag-a-apply. Hindi pwedeng yung Australian citizen mong asawa or kapartner ang mag-apply ng visa for you. Kailangan doon ka sa Pilipinas mag-apply at doon mapaprocess ang iyong application. So we're now inside the room where the citizenship ceremony will happen in a few minutes. Marami ng... Okay. So all those new citizens will stay at the front and kami na guests will stay dito sa likod. Hi Ace! So that's Ace. Nabihisan ko na siya and starting to get naughty. Ace, stay here.
From this time forward, under God, I pledge my loyalty to Australia and its people, whose democratic beliefs I share, whose rights and liberties I respect, and whose laws I will uphold and obey. Thank you very much. Please be seated. Future citizens of Australia and members of our Darwin community. You become Australian citizens, you get a passport, but I'll tell you what, one thing you're not going to get, you're still going to keep your accent. You know, all of the Italians are speaking black in Australia. I'm a very good example.
You get your passport, you still have your accent. Ayan, picture taking na ng mga newly citizens. Yun si husband. Nakasusunod na siya. So that was it po for the citizenship ceremony. It's done. Husband is now an Australian citizen. And tapos na rin po kaming mag-lunch, about to go home na. And on the way, gusto ko lang ituloy yung tips na pinag-uusapan kanina on how to come here in Australia as a partner or a spouse of an Australian citizen or Australian resident. So pag mag-apply ka pala ng visa, there are two options for you. So there is what we call prospective marriage visa and the other one is a partner visa. So yung prospective marriage visa is for couples who aren't married yet and are planning to get married in the future. And yung partner visa naman po ay for someone who is already married to an Australian citizen or resident and who wants to come here in Australia. Yun naman po yung partner visa. Magkaiba rin ang requirements ng prospective marriage visa and partner visa. Almost similar pero may pagkakaiba, so make sure na mababasa ninyo lahat yung required documents kapag i-submit ninyo ang application ninyo. So in our case dati, so si husband, una niyang in-apply is prospective marriage visa. So magpapakasal sana kami when he gets here in Australia. Pero inabutan na kami nung date na plan namin magpakasal. Sa Pilipinas na kami ikinasal. Also, yung mga important na gusto namin makasama during the event is nasa Pilipinas din. So we decided na doon na lang kami ikasal. So that's one thing na nakadelay sa kanyang application. Though it's not much of a hassle kasi itatawag mo lang naman yon sa immigration. Nag-file na siya ng kanyang application, prospective marriage visa. Come December, kinasal kami. After ng wedding, he has to ring the immigration na ikinasal na kami. So yung kanyang prospective marriage visa will be converted to a partner visa. So dinagdag lang niya yung document, yung marriage certificate namin. Yun yung isang nakaka-delay sa kanyang application, pero hindi naman siya ganon katagal because nag-submit siya ng kanyang application January and then May may result na. So parang hindi naman siya ganun katagal. And the other thing din pala na gusto kong sabihin is always check yung changes sa policies dito sa Australia. Kasi ang Australian government mahilig magpalit-palit ng requirements o ng mga policy or pati fees. So minsan twice a year nagbabago. So after nung nag-apply yung husband ko, nagbago yung fee. Buti na lang hindi pa ganun kalaki yung difference dati. So, kailangan mo munang i-update yung pagbabayad mo, yung fee, bago matuloy yung application mo. And then, kapag na-provide mo na yung tamang payment, tuloy ka agad yung processing ng iyong visa. At the moment, napakamahal na po pumunta dito ng isang partner or isang spouse papunta dito sa Australia. It's over $7,000 na po ngayon. Sa ngayon, nakita ko recently lang. Pero during our time, hindi pa siya ganun kamahal. Madali pang bayaran yung application fee before. For some reason, biglang nagtaas lahat yung mga visa cost. So that's one thing na gusto ko rin i-share. Kasi kapag nagbago po yung policy, nagbago rin yung requirements, kailangan nyo rin mag-update sa kanila. But as I've said, kapag updated naman kayo, alam nyo naman kung ano yung mga isasubmit ninyo, hindi naman siya ganun katagal. Kasi January, nag-submit siya, may visa na siya. So, mabilis na po yung processing na iyon. Within or ahead of time pa, yung pagka-receive niya ng kanyang visa papunta dito sa Australia. So, there you go po. Yun po yung mga tips na gusto kong i-share for today. And on the way home, nalobat ako. So, gusto ko na lang mag-say goodbye properly sa inyong lahat bago ko i-end tong video. For those who have friends or any kakilala na may relationship or in a relationship to an Australian resident or Australian citizen, you can share this video to them or the tips na nasabi ko, it could be a help para sa kanilang application. But as I've said, always visit the immigration website and anything you can't understand sa mga mababasa ninyo, you can always contact them and clarify those information. Also, if you can afford to pay someone to process your application for you, always get someone who is licensed to process your application. So, that's it for today. Dito na po mag-e-end ang aking video. Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. And please hit the like button if you think this is helpful. And I'll catch you on my next video. Thanks everyone. Bye.